read.
My kitchen.
We are back in session. I'll need a motion to bring us out of executive session.
I'll make a motion to adjourn executive session.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So we're back to the regular City of Piqua Commission meeting. And we're going to, what's next on our agenda is a recognition of the Government Academy graduates. Now, it's 10 weeks you guys went through. And if all you guys will come forward that have come, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to give you guys a certificate because, you know, you went through 10 weeks and experienced what it's like to go through city government. And I just want to make sure that the people are aware of what it takes. And I'll give you guys an opportunity to talk as well. So in a nutshell, it's a certificate of completion because you guys went through and sat through. You got to see the different departments of the city. You even got to do a mock city commission meeting, and the mayor, that mayor was just mean. I tell you. So, but she did a good job. And do you guys have a better understanding of how the city works?
Yes, definitely.
And do you recommend it?
Yes.
All right. Then, I would like to present you with your certificates, one at a time, and you'll come forward. Rebecca Stanford was one of the members. She's not here. I'll leave that there. Steve Stanford, not present. Jerry Eitling? Hey, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, can we get a picture? All right. There we go. And Donald Wyan. Alias is right. I've always known you as Mark.
It is.
All right. And the mean mayor, Yvonne Wyan. Ow, you hit me. Hold that. Oh, she's awesome. Susan DeBras, who was very, very, very nice in the meeting. Very good. All right. Thank you. Reagan Tate, who is not present right now. She's a fireball, but she wanted to learn, and she learned a lot. Paul Doak, who we go way back, don't we, Paul?
Yes, we do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. And the last member was Rebecca Doak, and where's the boss at?
She had another.
Oh, she told us that. That's right, she did. So, do you want to take this for her?
Sure, I'll take it.
Please. But thank you, guys. Each department does a good job of explaining what it is they do and their functions, and you guys get a better understanding. And I recommend anybody in the city to participate. So,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
thank you. Would you guys like to say anything about it? About the experience?
Mayor?
It's a learning experience. You find out how much they are doing with less and how much they are really taking and using our tax dollars to the best ability. I think that was one of the major things I took away.
Wow, I'm going to shout that. And I hope somebody takes a quote from this. We do try to do more with less. We used to say that. That was the saying in the police department during the lean years back in the 2000s when we were really lean. And they do the best. Every department, every person that works for the city tries to do their best to utilize city tax dollars to the best of its ability. So thank you for saying that.
And I also want to say, I appreciate the fact that they took their time after their regular hours to teach us. That was very, very, very.
Hard, dedicated employees. We appreciate them. I say it over and over. I do appreciate them, and I respect them, and they do an outstanding job.
And you can tell they were enthusiastic about
Yeah.
being there.
Well, they love what they do. And so the people who love what they do don't truly work. They just want to share it with you guys, and they did. So, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being a part of the process. Now you can, now that you understand, I'll look for your name to run sometime or get involved in the process.
Ladder truck.
Working on it. Thank you, guys. How to do more with less. I love it. All right. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Okay, so we have approval of the minutes from the November 2nd, 2021 regular Piqua City Commission meeting. We have resolution number R-101-21, a resolution appointing Nolan Campbell as a member to the Charter Review Committee. Resolution number R-102-21, a resolution appointing Roger Bateman as a member to the Charter Review Committee. Resolution number R-103-21, a resolution appointing Carol Austin as a member to the Charter Review Committee. Resolution number R-104-21, a resolution appointing David Roth as a member to the Charter Review Committee. And resolution number R-105-21, a resolution appointing Lisa Fote as a member to the Charter Review Committee.
Of all commissioners, since you did make the recommendations for the charter review people, we all did, is everybody familiar with the consent agenda as a whole? I will entertain a motion then.
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
A second.
All right, moved and seconded. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is new business. That would be ordinance number 0-5-21, a first reading.
An ordinance repealing Schedule A of Chapter 33 of the Piqua Code and adopting a new Schedule A of Chapter 33 of the Piqua Code relating to wages of certain municipal employees. Catherine Bogan, Human Resources Director, will be presenting the next three staff reports.
Okay.
Good evening, Commissioners. Schedule A covers the salaries of our full-time, non-union employees. There's 6 steps in each classification. Each pay range has been adjusted or modified, if you will, to reflect the cost of living adjustment. Karen, do you want me to carry on into the next 2 just straight away?
No, we'll do each one, sorry,
Each one separate.
Okay.
since it's an ordinance. Any questions, commissioners?
No.
Any questions from the citizens? Then can you call the roll for, or no, it's just the first
This is a
reading?
first reading,
Just the
yeah.
first reading. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay, thank you. Schedule A1 pertains to our part-time, seasonal, and temporary employees. The wages for these classifications will be adjusted in accordance with the state minimum wage requirements and any cost of living adjustments.
Any questions, commissioners?
No.
No? Any questions from the citizens? All right, this will
Okay.
serve as a first reading. We can move to the next.
Yep. And finally, this is the first reading for this as well. Chapter 33.08 will be modified of the Piqua Code to set the new benefit year to 2022.
And all it's doing is just resetting the benefit year.
Yep, it's simply a date change.
Sounds good. Any questions from commission?
No.
questions from the citizens? And this will serve as a first reading as well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda is ordinance O-8-21, a first reading. Bless you.
Thank you.
An ordinance to make appropriations for the city of Piqua, Ohio for the year 2022. Ben Gooden, Acting Finance Director, will present the staff report.
Thank you very much. We are required to present and pass the 22 annual budget by the end of the year. This is the first reading of this ordinance, with the commission reviewing the department budgets this Thursday, the 18th.
Any questions from the commissioners? Guess we're going to save those for Thursday. Any questions from citizens? Nope. All right, this will serve as a first reading. Thank you. All right, next on our agenda is resolution number R-106-21.
A resolution authorizing purchase orders to Chemical Services, Inc., SAL Chemical Greer Lime Company, Univar Solutions USA, Inc., Air Products and Chemicals, Inc., Water Solutions Unlimited, Inc., Miami Products and Chemical Co., and the City of Dayton for the 2022 purchase of various water treatment chemicals. So I was not sure who's going to present this staff report.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they weren't able to make it this evening. Essentially, this is the chemical purchase that's made every year for the water plant, and it's the chemicals that keep us in compliance with the OEPA regulations for our water quality control. And there's nothing really out of the ordinary from year to year. This purchase is the same thing.
Any questions from commission?
Just out of curiosity, with the inflation that we've seen, and I know you're probably not going to be able to answer this, but with the inflation that we've seen, did we see inflated prices on these?
Yes, sir, it was 30%.
Wow.
30?
Yeah, depending on the chemical, the basis of the chemical, it went from 10 to 30%, depending on which chemical it was. So that is also factored in the 22 budget, just for your information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the citizens? No questions, and I will take a motion.
I move that we adopt resolution number R-106-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next is the resolution number R-107-21.
A resolution of intent to vacate unimproved Scudder Street and adjacent alley right-of-way. Chris Smeezing, the Development Department Director, will be presenting the next two staff reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the commission. This item is in response to a petition we received from a property owner who abuts the portion of subject right-of-way, which includes unimproved alley between Nicklin and Broadway and Lindsay and Robinson, and also a portion of unimproved right-of-way at the north end of Scudder Street. They've asked that the area be vacated in the absence of a public interest, and this is the first step in that process, which advertises a public hearing date, time, and location.
Any questions from commission?
So am I correct on seeing there that no cost to the city on this? And then it looked like all the neighbors, there was no issues in regards there either?
Correct. So this is so what happens when there's a request to vacate. You all declare your intent to entertain that request. It gets referred to the Planning Commission. They'll hold a public hearing, ask all the pertinent questions, get all the details and information that's appropriate to understand whether or not there's a public interest and what impact it'll have on the community. And then they'll make a recommendation back to the city commission. You'll take formal action on it at that time to either authorize or reject it. But to your question, there's not going to be any expense incurred by the city as part of this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's just the intent. Okay.
Any questions from the citizens? No? Then I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number R-107-21.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. And the last of the new business is resolution number R-108-21.
A resolution authorizing the lease part of in-lot 9053 for downtown parking.
Thank you. This item relates to an area in the downtown that's currently occupied by public parking. However, the spaces are located on private property. Historically, there's never been a formal agreement that's been put into place that we are able to locate. So the property owners asked that we enter into a formal lease agreement to formalize the standing of the public parking being on private property. It would be at no cost to the city. It's simply more a matter of them having something in writing that states that they still retain ownership of the property even though it's being used for public purposes.
I can understand that. Don't blame you. Any questions from commissioners? Any questions from citizens?
About the possibility of first rights to buy that property if the private owner goes to sell that or get rid of it some way. It seems like it'd be in the interest of the city to have something in writing that they have first opportunity to purchase that.
Paul?
Yeah, we can look into that option, but currently this is just an arrangement. I don't think we're in a position to buy the lot. A lot of it's going to be based on our planning documents, and I don't know if that's addressed in our long-term parking plan. We can certainly look into it.
Something we'll look into. Do we want to pass this then, or do we want to table it, Commission?
I mean, if it's something that we've been doing for years, might as well just go move through. I do have a question, though, with looking at that and how that's located in that lot right there, and this is news to me that we've had an informal agreement, but what is the property maintenance for that for the wintertime? I mean, because it only looks like it's one swipe with a plow truck, and if we're maintaining that as a public right-of-way, do we require that we keep that clear for that purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's already built in the snow and ice program, and that'll be spelled out when we have a formal document this winter that's going to discuss those types of activities.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have a problem with moving forward with this, but looking into the options to purchase if that is possible at some point in time, so.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number R-108-21.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is public comment. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the city commission regarding agenda items, issues, or to provide information. Comments are requested to be limited to 5 minutes, and specific questions should be addressed to the city manager's office. Anybody from the public would like to come forward? State your name and your address, sir.
My name is Stephen Smitley, 1806 Wilshire Drive in Piqua.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity once again to speak to you about the DORA
Yes, sir.
and the possibility of that. Speaking with a friend of mine who's a lawyer, he states that 80% of criminal reports are related to alcohol. Therefore, in my opinion, it does not behoove us to increase alcohol consumption in the city of Piqua. He also made me aware, I thought, well, yeah, each of us, probably everyone upstairs here tonight, could tell of a negative story relating to alcohol, somebody's life who's been affected negatively by that. I would encourage you not to increase the availability of alcohol. Also, handling the possibility of increased alcohol consumption. I'm sure that's part of the economic reason for it. Is like handling an electric transformer without rubber gloves. You're going to get hurt. And then if other towns are doing it, this is an argument I know could come back on me, but if other cities are doing it, what's the value of us doing it? I mean, it's already out there. Of course, the argument would be, well, we don't want to miss out on what's happening, on that money. So I don't think that's a valid argument, but others don't think mine's valid either. Thank you for the opportunity.
You got your opinion, and one of the things I'm looking for is, have we had, since we've enacted the 90-day DORA, have there been any police reports related to the DORA?
Today, we've had no calls for service related to the DORA.
And how many days in, do you know?
Well, you have a month and a half left. First of January is when you'll make a decision whether to keep it or not. I have it on my calendar.
Well, we just wanted to update you, so there's no
That's all
police
I'm doing too,
activity.
is updating you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else from any other citizen would like to speak? Come on down, Ruth. State your name and your address.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ruth Kuhn. I live on Park Avenue. I'm here to tell you about a great event that's happening in Piqua this weekend. The Friends of the Piqua Library are presenting the Springfield Symphony Orchestra in our beautiful Fort Piqua Plaza Grand Ballroom. Besides the Springfield Symphony, we are also bringing along or introducing one of Piqua High School's graduates, Dan Rosenbaum. So we're very excited about the event. It will be Sunday night. The doors open at 6:30. Tickets are still available. They are available at Reedmore Hallmark in downtown Piqua. So great things happening in our community, and I wanted to make you aware of that, Friends of the Piqua Library. Thank you for allowing me to make that
No,
announcement.
thank you, and thank you for supporting all things Piqua.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome. Any other questions or comments from citizens? Well, then we will move on to the city manager's report.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. This evening, I'd like to start my my report with Amy Welker, who is going to give us an update on the sanitation operations.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight to present some information about the Sanitation Department Automation Project. If you'll recall, we actually began this project several years ago in 2018 when the city purchased trash carts for all of the sanitation customers. We did that in anticipation of this day coming when we would move the project forward and actually automate the entire collection process. Several months ago, the Commission approved the purchase of ASL, or Automated Side Load Garbage Trucks. We're anticipating the arrival of those trucks the end of this month or the beginning of December.
Wow.
And I wanted to talk briefly about why we're doing this and what the benefits are to the community. So, next slide, Eric. The number one reason that we're looking to complete this project is for safety reasons. Sanitation collection workers are typically in the top 5 most dangerous jobs in the country. And the main reason for that is from them working in the right-of-way, in the roadway. So what this project will do is remove those workers from the roadway and allow the vehicle to do all of the heavy lifting and work from the street. So the collection vehicle will actually use a robotic arm to collect the trash containers and recycling containers, dump the contents into the truck, and replace the container back to its location. This process is extremely efficient and effective as a means of collecting waste products. Every other community in Miami County has already made the transition to this type of operation. So we're really excited to be making this transition ourselves. One of the added benefits that we hope to realize from this project is in regards to city infrastructure. As you know, a lot of the collection points currently for trash and recycling are in alleyways. And the alleyways were never designed to withstand the heavy traffic that our vehicles place on them. So as part of this process, we're looking to relocate a lot of the alley pickups to street side collection. Next slide, Eric.
What's a lot mean?
Yeah. So we're starting with education. And so that starts tonight. We've actually talked about it several times already in the community. But we want to make sure the community understands what we're doing and why we're doing it and how they'll be affected. So what will happen is, beginning the end of this week, as the new utility bills roll out, there will be an educational flyer included in the utility bills. So over the next 3 cycles of utility bills, every customer will receive the flyer, which explains what the automation project is and how they can help us roll the project out by properly placing their containers out for collection. Like I said, we hope to get the trucks in by the end of the year and begin employee training on the new vehicles and have that completed by the end of the year. Then in December, any customer that will be affected by an alternate collection location will receive a letter. So they will be notified that the change needs to be made beginning in January. Then in January, we'll kick off the new system. People may see the side load trucks out prior to that as we train and start working the routing system for how we're going to collect each customer. There will still be some customers that will remain in alleys, depending on a variety of reasons. It could be that there is no access to the street from their particular property. Perhaps they're on a very high hill or something of that nature. It could be density of parking in the street. There's just a variety of reasons that we've elected to keep some collections in the alleys. And those will be serviced by our rear load garbage trucks. So we're hoping that by getting this education out early, all the citizens and customers will understand the process and what we're trying to accomplish.
Is that it?
That's it. Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Hey, any questions from commission? My question is, can you still put the trash bag on top of the container?
We would prefer not, no. We don't like you to do that now. If that were to occur, then when the truck is lifting the container, it's likely that bag would fall off. So by placing the container out properly with the wheels and the handle facing towards the house and the opening of the lid towards the street, that allows the truck to dump it, and then the lid doesn't open until the very end, trying to, keep as little spillage as possible. So that's why the flyer is going to educate people on the proper way to place it out.
All that.
So what do they do if they have extra like that, especially Christmas time coming up? You always have extra boxes and
Ask for another.
wrapping paper and those.
Right. Currently, they can ask for, an extra container if they don't feel like, their container is large enough. And certainly, you know, a lot of the Christmas things would go in the recycling, so hopefully they have enough capacity in their recycling container for those items.
Do we know what percentage will still be in the alleys versus on
It's
the
very
street?
little. We're trying as much as possible. The most efficiency we're gonna get is if the majority of the carts are at the street. Because that's, you know, those trucks are designed to
Designed
work.
for it, yeah.
Yeah, to work very quickly and make those stops as efficiently as possible.
So especially, you know, obviously there's going to be a learning curve starting out in those. If they're positioned too close, are they still going to pick those up, or what's the plan there?
Yeah, so the plan is especially at the beginning, we're going to be, you know, really lenient and just trying to educate the customer on the proper placement, those types of things. We'll still be running our rear load route, so if there is a reason that the automated truck can't get a certain area or whatnot, we can always send the rear load truck to collect any misses or carts that weren't set out quite right.
Any other questions from commissioners?
Well, if there are people that, and this happens all the time, that put tables or mattresses or items out, doesn't fit in the container, but they just put it out on the curb, will somebody come by then and pick it
Yep.
up? Or-
Yes. We'll still collect bulk items. It'll be from the rear load truck, because the automated truck can't do bulk items when they're just going through to collect the containers. So that's when the rear load route will come into play, and they'll collect those items. They just can't be blocking the cart. So any bulk items would need to be behind the cart or, you know, a little bit further down. So the cart needs to be as accessible as possible. And we'll still collect yard waste as well.
Just from the street,
Yes,
but with
rear load.
rear load, okay, that'll work. Any question from citizens? You gotta come up, say your name and your address. I'm sure it's a great question, though.
Yvonne Wyan, 1016 Westview Drive. Is this, what kind of cost are we looking at here?
So
Save us money doing this.
So our cost savings are going to come into play by hopefully savings in fuel cost and also personnel. We won't need to employ as many temporary collector positions as we have in the past because we won't need any on the automated routes. So that's where our cost savings is going to come into play. Plus, as we make the switch over to this process, we'll need less vehicles. So we currently have 7, and we hope to get that down to 4 in the future. So there is some cost savings that we're looking to realize.
And what about trash pickup, the same days? Will they still be able to do the same days then? And
Yes, currently there will be no changes in the day of the week of any customer's collection. So it'll be the same day.
thank you.
See, good job, Madam Mayor. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, there is gonna be a learning curve, but I think it's gonna save us in the long run and, you know, propel us forward. I mean, other cities are doing it and have been doing it, and we need to be a part of that, so. And some people won't like it, but, you know, hopefully we can educate them and get them on board.
Yes, we'll try to make it as easy as possible to make the transition.
And we will still help people, that are on there's a program where you go and get the trash
Yes,
from
yes.
up by
We
their
have
house.
the fall prevention program where elderly citizens can ask that their trash be collected at their door rather than have to take it out to the street, especially during inclement weather if they can't get out to do that.
All right.
I just want to reiterate on this as well. Ms. Wine, you brought up the fact about cost savings wise. Every year substantially, the city puts money into the infrastructure on repairing alleys. taking those big trucks out, this is something that I talked about when I first come on the commission, is getting those big trucks off the alleys, because it'll help with the longevity of what our alleys actually are made for, just with the small traffic on there. So there, going to a system like this, there is a huge cost savings to the city. I greatly appreciate your question on that, but it's not just about the trash truck or anything like that. This plays a huge role into what our city operates as. So I think it's a wise choice that the commission decided to go along with this and approve it, and, make the infrastructure that much better as we go along.
Yeah, and I will say that it also takes care of our workers. We will have less injury with our workers, and that's one of the things we talked about initially with this, is that they're not having to lift those heavy trash cans, which means we won't have as many injuries and disability and all of those things too. So there's, it's taking care of the people who and some of them
take
have
care
been
of
doing
us.
it for a long time. I mean, it's amazing that there are some people that work in our sanitation department that have been there for a long time, and we want to keep them safe, so.
All right. Paul, you're back up.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Just one point of additional information. We're the last locality in the county to go to full automated.
Yep.
So it's a long time coming across the nation. This has been a trend for the last 15 years, again, based on not just efficiency, but safety for both the traveling public and the employees. So I'm glad we're going down this route. I have three things I'd like to update you on. The first being the city website. It's currently under development, and we're going through the process of vetting the department pages and updating information, creating a smoother transition to communication. So the hope being that we're going to launch the website in January of next year, late January. That should help with how the city interacts with the public in terms of getting answers more quickly. So we're looking forward to that. In addition, we're closing out the GIS manager position. We have a lot of good applicants for that as well.
Nice.
And that position is going to be the cornerstone, again, to the relay of information, creating transparency between the city operations and what goes on with the public. And so we're looking forward to next year standing up something that most cities already have in play, that it also from a responsibility, it gives the city the responsibility to the residents that they'll be able to get on and get the information or look at permits, complaints, things like that in the future. Also, too, Piqua is having, or the stormwater department is having a hydraulic canal and dam improvement public meeting on Wednesday, December 8th. It's at 6 o'clock at Fort Piqua Plaza in the William McKinney Room. And it will cover the last presentation that we had, maybe a condensed form with more opportunity for Q&A. So that'll be taking place on Wednesday. And as a point of clarification, I wanted to make sure that this isn't confused with the Lowhead Dam project on the Great Miami River, which is a separate project down at the power plant. That's the Lowhead Dam removal. This project is the canals and the waterways that are in our old system. And so we will be also presenting in December. We're trying to get the governing agencies to show up and do what the presentation they did at Troy that some of the commissioners were at last month, I believe. So we do want to have another public forum for that as we move forward. Also, there haven't been any decisions rendered on any of this. This is all preliminary discussion, very schematic in design. We don't have any engineering plans for any of it that go beyond 30% so far. So it's a work in the progress, and so we're seeking public input, and I'd really like to have the public show up. And that's the end of my report this evening, sir.
Well, I appreciate you updating us on the website redesign. One of the first things that you said when you came was that the website was a little clunky to get around, and your observation of that echoed what citizens were telling us, and now that you're on board and actually working on it, you're going to get it fixed in due time. So we appreciate that. And I hope people do attend both of those public, the Lowhead Dam and the other meeting. The more people there, the more questions can be asked, and the more input citizens have into the process, as opposed to no decisions have been made and will be made. So don't think that the decisions have made on that at this point, so, but thank you. So, all right, now is Commissioner's Corner, their time to speak. We'll start with Commissioner Pearson.
Thank you. Just wanted to congratulate all of you Academy finishers. I'm glad that you had a good experience. I know I took the Academy, and here I am. And it's a great learning process. And if you don't, experience it, then you're out of luck. And it's a good, positive venture. And I congratulate you. Thank you all for coming to the meeting tonight. There are a lot of activities going on coming up rather quickly. Christmas on the Green is going to be Friday, December 3rd from 6 to 9. The Christmas parade will be on Saturday afternoon, December 4th, followed by the Sounds of the Seasoned at St. James Episcopal Church, across from the post office, at 5 p.m. They are selling tickets this year for $5, or for a family it would be $10. And also there's a 5K, 10K run on Saturday, December the 11th. So mark your calendars, there's lots going on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Pearson. Commissioner Grissom.
Thanks. Speaking of things going on, we just had the horse parade downtown. So that was my first time attending. It was really a great event. Kids loved it, so anybody that made it out there, hope you enjoyed. And I appreciate Main Street and everybody that was involved putting that on. I know it was very well received, and appreciate the city helping out, trying to make sure that the routes were clear and working through it. So. Government Academy, I did it 2 years ago. I'm glad to see people come because I was worried with, we didn't do it last year with the pandemic and, trying to restart a program like that, people are still aware of it. And so I was really happy to see such a great turnout and appreciate you guys for coming and learning. I did it 2 years ago and it was phenomenal. It was eye-opening on some levels, and then others it was just nice to be a part of it and kind of see how each department interacts too. So again, thanks for participating in that. Also, thanks to all those that are volunteering for the charter committee. We do that, I think, every 10 years, and so it's a pretty tall order and something that's I'd take seriously, and I'm glad I think we got some really good candidates that's going to be a part of that. So their participation's really, really appreciated. And then last, just an update. I know something I've been keeping people updated with is medical marijuana dispensaries. The state of Ohio opened it up for applications. Those were due this Thursday's the deadline. Again, if a private person wants to apply for that, they can. At which point, if they receive a permit, they could open up one with that, whichever region that they receive it in. So our region's Southwest 3, which means that we're at the top of the list for them to decide, and it's just a random drawing this time for who would actually receive one. So again, in due time, we'll find out from the state if that's something that a private person applied for. So.
All right. Thank you,
That's all I got.
Commissioner Grissom. Commissioner Foat.
Don't have too much to talk about tonight. I want to thank the Government Academy graduates for enduring the 10 weeks that they went through on that. It's been repeated up here. I think everybody that's up here has actually been through that academy, and it sounds like it's getting better and better with every class that goes through. So I'm looking forward to the next class getting that started up. I'm going to say go Indians. Them boys are still in it. That football team is representing 100%. Holiday season's here. We're getting ready to kick off into Thanksgiving next week. Reach out to your neighbors if they need some assistance. Get out there and help them if at all possible. We got plenty of food banks that are in town. If those families need assistance, that we can get them assistance for the holiday season or even throughout the rest of the year. Today was our first business meeting kickoff that the commission did. It was very successful, had a great conversation with Winans, and they're very thankful for for the support that the city does give them. And one thing that was echoed throughout that was, the community support that they receive and what kind of groups go down there. They can count on what groups are going to be there, what day they're going to be there, what time they're going to be there. And it's one of those staples that's within our community that you can go down there at any point in time, whether it's the downtown one or whether it's the one at Looney, and you can always see somebody from the community there that you know. That just goes to show you that that company is a flagship of our city, and they deserve the support that they get and deserve the continued support that we continue to give them. And just echoing on that, the rest of our businesses as well, the small businesses that are downtown, that's the kind of support we need to give everybody that's in our community, is what we do for one, we need to do for the other. And I'm just going to continue to echo that as we continue to go through these meetings with our small businesses and actually hear what some of their concerns are and what the city can do better for them. So I appreciate their time today, and I look forward to hosting some more of them on a monthly basis. And that is all I have for this evening.
All right, thank you. And next, Commissioner Hines.
I also want to congratulate our Government Academy graduates. I also did the Government Academy. I'm trying to think, I think it was 6, 7, 8 years ago. I can't even remember. And I want to encourage you to continue to get involved with the city as positions open up on boards. You can go on the website and see that. And a lot of times we want to see people who've been through the Government Academy on those boards, because you really understand how the city works and how one department could be connected to another department and different things like that. So we'd love to see you guys get engaged, and I know that there's one person that's going to be engaged for that fire for our ladder truck that we need. But for all of you, find a place that you can use the gifts that you have to help move our city forward. So thank you for the time and effort that you put in for those past 10 weeks. It is valuable to know kind of the inner workings of our city. Just a couple of announcements about some more community events. There's a couple quarter auctions coming up. I never knew what a quarter auction was till I moved to Ohio, and they are huge fundraisers for different organizations. The Optimist Club has one coming up this Friday. It will be at Romer's Catering. If you want to go to the football game, there is a hybrid option where you can go out to the high school and purchase a paddle, and if your number is drawn, they will let you know that you won something. So that one is happening this Friday, and then the show choir at the high school is having one on the 2nd of December, and that is a full virtual quarter auction where you can go out to the high school and get your paddle, and then you can watch it on Indian Nation Station in the comfort of your home, and as your number is drawn, you will see what you receive, and you'll be able to then come pick that up. Along with the Piqua Show Choir, I want to congratulate them. My son is a senior and 4-year member of the Piqua Show Choir. For the first time since 2017, we received a grand champion at the competition this past weekend. Our show choir season was cut short in 2020. Our last time that we have competed was February 22nd, 2020 in Solon. So we were excited to be back out there competing and really excited to bring home a grand champion. And I will say that we beat a very well-known nationally ranked show choir in Findlay, which we have not beat since 2010. So it was great time for the high school and for the high school kids. And you know, we continue to win, which is really exciting. We have our football team. We've got the football game coming up on Friday with Winton Woods, and we are one of 8. You know, we have gone from that. Now we are one of 8, and hopefully we will be one of 4 as we continue to move towards the final in the first week of December. But our band has also received superior ratings, numerous superior ratings as well. So it's been a really great fall for, it's a great time to be a Piqua Indian. So a lot of good stuff happening there. Also, just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that we will not be back here again until December when our next meeting will be. So happy Thanksgiving to our citizens as we move into our month of holidays and celebrations. It's exciting to start to see the lights come out in different places around town, and people are starting to get their Christmas lights out. So it's a great time in our community, and again, just reach out to each other and make sure that your neighbors, as Commissioner Fote said, this is a time, especially our older neighbors, they might need a little extra hand, and just make sure that you're connecting with them. So that is all I have.
All right, thank you. For my report, I would like to thank the Citizens Government Academy participants. You guys, it was a great time that I got to spend with you with the mock commission meeting. And I can tell that you guys were truly involved in the process and wanting to learn and wanting to understand what was going on. Take the information that you've learned and like Commissioner Hines said, participate in a board or run for office or do something. But participate, help our city. I mean, this information can propel you, and maybe you'll pass it on to someone that will participate in one of the boards or something and do something to help the city. But thank you, and I'm glad you guys had a good time. You know, the best thing that was said was that you saw how we do more with less. And when you said that, boy, that just, it echoed because I'd heard that before, and it just made me proud of the people who work for the city and what a good job they do, all of them. So I appreciate that. Everybody's talked about the Piqua football. Very, very proud of Piqua football. Makes me so glad that I made that bet early in the year with the Troy Mayor, because we keep winning and we will keep winning. And so, and with our show choir and band, they're doing great things as well. Very proud of them. Piqua marches on. We really do. One of the things I need to mention is that there is a city auction this Saturday from 10 to 1. Can you check the items out online?
Yeah, there are photos online, excuse me, on the city website as well as the auctioneer's website.
All right. So, I mean, some of the retired equipment, still good equipment, can be bought at the city auction. You guys, some people may want to check that out. So, I've been checking it out online. Just, you never know. And I personally want to thank all the citizens of Piqua who went out and voted. Whether you voted for me or whether you voted for my opponent, it doesn't matter. You participated in the process. Your faith in me to be back on this commission is very, very appreciated, and I will work hard to continue to give you the dedication, the high level of service that all the commissioners who working together have given you. We want to continue the process we started, and we will finish it. And we do want to involve younger people in the process. That's why we nominated Nolan for the Charter Review Committee, because he's going to be part of the process at some point in time. I believe in term limits. This will be my last term in office, and someone like him could step in here readily after having gone through the committees that he served on and participate in the process and do a great job. So it's all about service. I want to be of service and continue to be of service for the next 4 years to the citizens. And I appreciate you voting for me and putting me back here in place. And with that said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Adjourn. And now I gotta go to a basketball game.